Hello, good morning, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. For me, it's the noon, and this weekend I actually have off at work, so I was like, I'm gonna film a video. Now please do not pay any mind, of course, to my child in the background making all this racket, because I gotta do what I gotta do. But anyways, so this video is gonna be a semi get ready with me / talking about the being casted for 90 Day Fiancé. I wouldn't say casted because I think that's not the best choice of words, because casted means like I was actually on the show. I was more like scouted out, I guess. Does that make sense? I don't know what kind of word I want to use. Also, y'all, look at my new glasses. Yes, I look like a librarian. I know. But at least they ain't ratchet and broken like my other pair was. But so, throughout the video, I might be skipping like parts of my makeup because I know this video is going to be super, super long if I keep talking while doing my makeup, or if I talk while doing my makeup. So, all of a sudden you might see me with foundation on, or my one eye done and then the next eye, and then I keep talking, so that way we are not sitting here for 40+ minutes like my last time. Unless you guys like that. If you like that, it really does help if you comment on my, you know, comment box or whatever, letting me know like, oh yeah, I like the long videos, no, I prefer short videos, etc, etc, so then I know what to aim for. So yeah, if you want to hear how I was scouted from 90 Day Fiancé, then just keep on watching. You know that your eyebrows need to be done when they look like this. The struggle is actually real because I am working all the time, and the only time I ever get to go get my eyebrows done, I have to have no makeup, no contacts. And I don't know about you all, but I personally do not like going to work with no makeup on. So I have to do it on a day where I have someone who can watch my kid, because I cannot be holding her while holding my eyes like this, trying to get my eyes threaded, you know what I mean? So thank God for makeup where I can cover them in the meantime. And I know that you all know exactly what I mean when it comes to this kind of thing, you know? Anyways, okay, so I guess starting out, I don't even know if I should be mentioning the products that I'm using while I'm talking, because I feel like this video is gonna be so long. Watch, I'm trying to like make this video not so long, and it's still gonna be long. But anyways, so I'm starting off with a Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I don't know why I'm wasting product right now, because I'm doing my makeup to go nowhere. I think I'll make an exception just this one time if I'm filming a video. Oh. What the hell was that? Oh! My ball from my ear just fell out of my ear. Okay, so I feel like, oh yeah, I'm back with brows and a set eye thing. Anyways, but I feel like I should start this story with like a backstory of like those who don't know about my relationship with my husband. So my husband is Swedish, if anybody did not know that. I met him gonna be 5 years ago on a gaming website, like community thing that he owned. Like I was going through a little phase where I was like, oh, I want to play games and stuff online, and that's how I met him. So I lived in the US at the time, he lived in Sweden, and we talked for, I want to say, almost a year online, like had a long distance relationship. And then he came to North Carolina to meet me back in 2015. So he stayed for about a month. It was like for my birthday month, and then he went home. And then about 3 weeks later, he came back and he stayed for about 3 months, because that's the amount of time that you're allowed to stay on like a visitor, like travel visa for the US. It's like 3 months at a time. And he stayed for about 3 months, and then I found out I was expecting our first child. So at that time, we then started a process called the K1 visa. So it's called the K1 Fiancé visa, and basically what happens is we ended up getting engaged in September of 2015, and what happens is that basically you sorry, I'm trying to pick out a foundation. So basically what you do is that when you apply for the fiancé's visa, basically you have to wait. It was a pretty decent amount of time. It's not as long as what it's just not as long as a lot of processes are now, but at the time it was a long time. It felt like for me, especially since I was pregnant. He came in June and then left in September, and I found out I was pregnant at the end of August. So basically we just went through the visa process. We joined a community online called Visa Journey. So basically Visa Journey is a forum, well, it's not really only a forum. They have other like helpful information, but I mainly we mainly used it for the forum part of it. And basically the forum is full of different people who are also going through different kinds of visa processes. So they have like a specific form specifically for the K1. They have one for like they have one for all of the different types of visa processes. So we were specifically on the one for the K1. So there you could ask questions, people can post their timelines, so you can kind of get a general idea of how long it might take for you based off of where you're located in the US, because it goes based off of like the US, since that's where the processing forms are. And since I was in North Carolina, or still am in North Carolina, the processing place for us was Virginia. So there's a little service center in Virginia. So sorry, my phone is being so rude right now. So yeah, so our visa processing center, well, not visa, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to be kind of vague, kind of not vague at the same time. But our service center for USCIS, which is what it's called, which stands for United States USC Case Immigration Services. Oh man, you would think I should know this by now, but that was several years ago. But anyway, so yeah, ours was Virginia. So basically, we had to wait for what felt like forever. Like, it was a long time. Like, it felt like a long time. Basically, I was pregnant by myself and stuff. Obviously, not by our choice, but that's just what it had to be like. And so we kept posting our process and our timeline on Visa Journey. And basically other people going through the exact same thing you are would just look at it and like comment and be like, okay, well, you're from Sweden and she's from the US or North Carolina. How long might my case take? You know, so people basically use that for like questions, like visa questions. So that way you may not have to get a lawyer because lawyers are expensive, and things like that. So what I would post is like, okay, so we got to this part of the visa process, what do we do now? Because I was really trying to avoid a lawyer because they're really expensive. And then also we would share like, oh gosh, we got approved on this date, this is our service center. So then that way, like I said, people can get a general idea of how fast the cases are moving, because sometimes these visas can take up to years, can literally take years. So we were very nervous that we were going to be ones who were stuck waiting years for our case to also process, but thankfully it did not. So fast forward to the end, we posted in the Visa Journey that yeah, we were approved and blah blah blah, and that my husband's date to come back was, I cannot even remember. I think his interview was March. It was in March. And then he was approved a couple days later. And then we literally flew to the US immediately because I was due in May. So since I was due in May, obviously I was like, what, 8 months pregnant? I was literally 8 months pregnant. So we were like, he needs to come back immediately, ASAP. So we booked tickets literally for like the next few days, and that's when he moved to the US with me. So during this time we had posted like, yeah, my husband made it and blah 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 blah. Then all of a sudden I had gotten a message on Visa Journey from someone who said that they were employed by, you know, TLC, and that they were looking for cast members for the next upcoming season of 90 Day Fiancé. At the time, I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh my god, because at that time, I can't even remember what season that was. I think it had to have been season 2 or season 3. Like, it had to have been semi-new, but not that new. And I was like, oh my god, we can be on TV. So, of course, I told my husband, and he was like, yeah, we should do it. And we filled out the questions. It was a whole lot of questions that were asked. I can actually pull up. I can see if I can pull up, because I still use Visa Journey to this day. And see my old messages from back in this was 2016 when this happened. So back in 2016, if I can pull that up. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, I found it. So basically the message says, hi, I'm a producer with the TV series 90 Day Fiancé. We are currently casting couples in the K1 visa process. 90 Day Fiancé airs across the US and abroad on TLC Network. We are filming our 4th season. So that was season 4. Interesting. We're looking for couples who want to share their story. I came across your profile on Visa Journey and thought you'd be a good fit. If selected for the show, cameras will follow your journey from arrival in the US to marriage. This is a docu-series that follows the ups and downs of the K1 process. Have you scheduled your interview or received your visa? If you're interested in learning more, please email me at blah blah blah. So I messaged back and said, hello, I'm familiar with the show. How do I know if this is legitimate? Because of course, you know, I thought this was kind of sketchy. I mean, I feel like anybody would think like, okay, is this really real? Because you never know. I was really, really skeptical because, you know, there's a lot of scams that go on and so forth. And I was like, sorry. Oh, I am the worst at multitasking sometimes. Like, trying to keep topic while also trying to do my makeup at the same time. This is why I said that this video could possibly take a super long time, because I am just not the greatest with this. So let me just bake my face so that way I don't screw that up. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So the lady, or the casting producer, whatever the hell she was, said, hi, thanks for getting back to us so quickly. My name is Sarah and I'm a producer with the show. If you search K1 or the email, you will see that it's tied to the 90 Day Fiancé casting notices. Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure I did look this up, or as this happened, because it says this was 3 years ago. It says TLC has also has the casting notice post on their website, and then she linked the website. Scroll to the bottom and there's her email attached to it. So I was like, when I read that part, I was like I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, okay, I'm about to be famous. Little did I know, fast forward to now, I would have been made a fool. An absolute fool. Sorry y'all, I want to make sure that I don't look busted, crusted, rusted. I am the worst at multitasking. Anyways, okay, so she said, here's some information on the casting process and about the show. Our casting process begins with some preliminary questions, which are at the bottom of this message. If you be good fit for the show, then we will schedule a Skype call with you and your fiance that will help the network decide which couples they want to have on the show. We usually start filming when the international partner lands in the US and follow the couple until they get married, but we do not film the full 90 days of the visa. A small crew will come to your location 4 to 5 days every couple of weeks, depending on the wedding timeline and other events that are occurring with your daily lives. Couples are compensated, but since we are only in the casting phase, the amount has not been determined yet. We do not film all big events. For example, the arrival in the US, settling into... Oh, we do film all big events. For example, for arrival in the US, settling into the home, meeting friends and family, wedding planning, and anything else you deem significant. Please let us know further questions. So things that they ask is like basic questions, like your full names, ages, phone numbers, emails. Those are kind of like they have to know. Where are you both located, in what language you communicate with each other, how do you guys meet, paint us a picture, how much time have you actually spent together in person, are you currently engaged, do either of you have children, how do you know that he or she is the one, what do you love about them, what are some cultural differences, What do you love about them? Oh, I said that. What are some cultural differences between the two of you? Has he or she been to the US before? Have you started the K1 visa? If so, what is the current status? When you are expecting to be reunited in the US on the I cannot read. On the K1 visa, when are you expecting to travel / meet him or her? And then provide a lot of photos. And then it says, together. If you guys have not met, please send individual photos. The more you send, the merrier. So I was like, okay. So of course, in the meantime, as of like some filler information, me and my husband, of course, fiance at the time, we always like Skyped. We were the types of people to have like 40-hour Skype calls. Like, it was that serious. And for those who ask, I was in school at the time, like beauty school, and I was also working. So whenever I had time, that should be the key word. Whenever I had time is when I would film, or we would, you know, Skype together. We would talk on the phone together. Like, he was the kind of guy where he would flip his day rhythm to match mine. So like in Sweden, it's 6 hours ahead of East Coast time zone, so he was 6 hours ahead of me, but he would always be awake when I was, and then always go to sleep when I did, because he didn't want to miss anything with me. So he was very supportive. We were always together, always talking, like always Skyping. So probably we were Skyping when I received this email, now that I think about it. So yeah, just some good filler information for those of you. Okay, so I answered all of them. Actually, no, I didn't answer all of them. Now that I read the message, it says, I wrote that we would love to be on the show, but my fiance entered the country last Wednesday, so he has been here for a week already. So now that I think about it, let me see can I see when they sent me this message? Oh, so they sent me this message on March 24th. We had our interview on March 3rd. So his interview was March 3rd. I remember he landed in the US on March 16th, of 2016. So yeah, that's the reason why I never actually got on the show. If I think about it, like now that I think about it now, if he wouldn't have landed yet, we probably would have done the show, not realizing, like, you know, the characters that we know now, like George and Anfisa. It's been so long since I've actually watched the show. Now I'm trying to think of people other than George and Anfisa. Paola, and I cannot remember his name. But there was a lot. I used to watch the show. I stopped watching it because me and my husband like to watch it together, and I know that there's a lot of shows on right now, or not a lot of new episodes, and we promised each other that when he comes back to the US that we will watch them together, so then that way we have some shows to watch together. But yeah, now that I think about it, I'm actually glad now that we weren't on the show, because a lot of the people on this show, I feel like they make them look crazy. Like, they kind of make them look like fools. I wouldn't say fools. Like, some of them are like pretty good, but of course, obviously, most of them have drama, and obviously these shows, that's what they're looking for, is drama. And I don't know if, you know, obviously now I would be like, no, but at the time, who knows what me and him would have looked like, or if they would have messed up our relationship. Because at the end of the day, when you sign these contracts with these show producers and stuff, you basically signing the right for them to do whatever they want with the footage. So you may have said one thing, and they could possibly edit it to make it look like you said something else. So I'm glad now, and I feel like it was fate for me and him to not have been casted on that show, because we would have been looking really crazy. And then, of course, all of our personal business would have been out there for the world to see, and I don't fully know now if we would have been okay with that. But sorry. But yeah, so long story short, Visa Journey, I feel like, was a really good spot for those casting people, especially for that show, to find people doing the 90-day thing. Because basically, for those who haven't watched the show, when the US grants your spouse access, like you got your visa and you're free to come in the US, you have only 90 days to get married. Like, literally just 90 days. and sometimes it's stressful. So like for me and my husband, we didn't have a super big wedding because at least to me, I'm the kind of girl who wants like a really, really big fluffy dress and a really big venue, and I would want to have a really big party, and I felt like 90 days wasn't enough time to, you know, do that. So as we saw on the show, some people went ahead and did that, some people didn't. Some people, I just had a courthouse wedding. I was fine with that. I was like, okay, we and my husband decided that in the future we would have a real wedding when we have the actual time to do that, and when we feel like we have the money to do that, because of course the K1 visa process is thousands of dollars. Like it's literally thousands of dollars. I think we spent a good $3,000, $4,000 probably on the whole entire process. I like to give you guys more information, not just about what happened for, you know, the casting process, in case some people are in the middle of doing the K1 visa or have partners who are not from the US and are thinking about doing this as well. So then that way, you know, you can have a little background information and, you know, not feel lost when doing this. But yeah, so basically I was scouted because they approached us and we almost got there, but obviously my husband landed a little too soon for us to be actually, you know, going through with it. Which right now, obviously, like I said, I'm glad that we didn't go through with it, because we would have been actual fools. We probably would have been the next George and Anfisa. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup, and then I will come back and wrap it up so that way you can see what look I came with. Alright, so this is the finished look. I would do my hair, but you know, I'm trash, so, and I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not gonna go through that entire effort. And this wasn't a tutorial per se, so you're just gonna have to deal with this. But this is what I came up with. I'm loving this lighting. In case y'all are wondering like what my highlight is, I'm using the Hyper Mac Real Glow palette. This is the peachy kind of one. I have two others. I think they have 4. I only have 3 of them because one of them is like for, at least in my opinion, more lighter skinned babies. I have these. I have the pink one, the gold one, and then I have the peach one. The peach one I just got the other day, and I am absolutely living for it, honestly. But yeah, in case you're wondering what my highlight was, in case you're wondering what my eyelashes are, so that way we can have a little product information moment, I am using the So Extra Mykonos. I just realized it's backwards, by Lily Lashes. In just a minute. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share this video. That would be really, really helpful. And if you want to see more story times, just let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, we all know. Thanks for watching.